Well, I am almost out of my homemade sea salt. So that means I have to make another batch, which I'm going to do, and I'll show you. It is so super easy to make your own sea salt. And really, you know, it's expensive for the gourmet finishing type salt, which is exactly what we get. So the first thing I have to do is get down to the water, bring my bucket, put my rubber boots on, and get me some salt water. All right, so all I have to do is dunk my bucket into the water. Make sure you're not in an area where, you know, you're in a harbor where the boats are pulling in, or, I don't know, sewage runoff or something. But this is Newfoundland, clean waters, and I'm at a beautiful beach, as you can see. Okay, we're back in the kitchen. So, I'm first going to filter the water. It is perfectly crystal clear, but I did manage to get some little black sand because of the waves. But you want to filter it anyways, and depending on your water. I can see right now it's perfectly clear. And I worked as quality assurance manager for many years here, so I know our water here. But those who, big processors of sea salt, it's very important to them not to filter too much, because that's what gives the flavor. Minerals, the thing that you're getting, the added bonus, I know it's salt, but the added bonus in this salt is that you're getting some mineral content, which is very good. Now I'm going to filter this through first a sieve, and then I keep an old peas pudding bag. So don't throw out those bags. And I'm just going to measure it out into a cup. I'm going to measure out also, just so we know the amount of water I have here, so we can compare and sort of tell you how much I get from this. I think they say there's 3.5% salt in the ocean water. So that's 2 liters and a little over another half. Look how cold the water still is. Beautiful. That took me all of very few minutes to filter that water through. Now it's the final step, which is just to evaporate that water and get the salt out. Now there's many methods you can use. You can do it on your stove top in little batches, you know. I wouldn't do, well, it depends, but it depends on how much electricity you want to burn. You can do it outside if you constantly have a fire outside. A lot of people around here do. They've got their camps. That's how we do our, some people do their maple syrup. You can do it the original natural way, which is in the sun. So you just simply put it in a sunny window and wait for the salt crystals to appear. I, however, and you can do a combination of all those that I just said, by the way. I do it differently. I do it in a glass or a Pyrex bowl in my microwave. Now I have an extra microwave for this because of the salt. It's an old microwave that I use. And I like using the Pyrex because it ensures there's no metal leach. I want this as lovely and healthy and pure as salt can be. So yeah, you can use a combination. You can just start it on the stove, finish it off in the microwave. You can start it on the stove, finish it off in the oven. The oven's great. You can boil it off outside till fire goes out, bring it in, finish boiling it down, or leave it in your window for a long period of time, because that's obviously a much slower method. Costs no electricity though. There would be zero cost to your salt if you just did it the truly traditional way. Okay, here's, you see, the crystals. This is after microwaving. I only did, I'll calculate the time if I can later, but I only did partial. I still have a big bowl of water here. And then I just scrape it off like this. Notice there's no burning, or you have to watch it if you do have it on your stove or your wood stoves. I don't think I mentioned wood stoves. My goodness, if you use a wood stove, great to do this salt on. So all I'm going to do is scrape this out to get ready to put my next batch of water in there. Dump it on a plate, just to let it, the moisture to fully come out a bit, and I'll let it sit on there. Okay, that was roughly 2 hours of microwave time. I added up the minutes. And now I'm just going to tear off my jar so that, and put it in there so that I can get a weight. Here we go. 75 grams. So there's our finished salt, finished product. Not only is ocean salt a free resource and all natural, but you can really up your cooking game. Think of it as a finishing salt on a fruit salad, a tropical fruit salad, on salads, steaks, chocolate desserts, with just use your fingers and just a lovely sprinkle. You can also, of course, fully cook with this, but remember kosher salt, which is sort of our all-purpose salt, is much less saltier than this or the fleur de sal or any similar. So it couldn't be simpler. Gather your water, put it through a filter, and evaporate it. Let's get the end shot with the ocean in the back. So please let me know in the comments below if you've ever tried making ocean salt. And hope to see you next time. Thanks for sticking around.